So this is a longer video and it's really aimed at students who are more advanced in their skills with PowerPoint, and we're looking at how we can create customized animations. So this is a nice page with all my different photos, but I want to kind of give it a bit of a spin, make it a little bit more interesting for my viewers. So I'm going to group all of my photos into the middle here, and ultimately what I'm going to do is draw a shape which they all hide behind, and then they're all going to jump out from behind the shape. So when you're grouping them all in here, you just want to do it that each picture, or it could be each text box, is just sticking out a little bit from behind each one, because it'll just make it easier for you to tag them, to animate them. Now that they're all grouped together, we need to actually draw the shape they're going to hide behind. So we go up to Insert and Shapes, and I want mine to be a plant pot, so I'm going to go with this kind of plant pot shape here, draw it in, and then I need to just expand out the size a little bit so that no photos or text can be seen. So I've got it there. It's got to be a solid fill shape, because otherwise you would be able to see the stuff behind. So up at shape fill we can change the colour, but we can't make it see-through, so I think this blue looks quite nice. And also I'm going to go to shape outline, because I want a blue outline around the edge as well. Always remember that with shapes you need to be kind of changing both. Now to get this writing, I want this writing to sit on top of the shape, so I'm going to have to do my old trick of bring to front. So I'm going to bring that to front, then I can drag my writing down. I feel the green on top of the blue, it's not going to stand out very much. I think when the audience are looking at it, they're not going to see it very well. So I'm just going to highlight that text and make it white. So up at home, I'm going to choose the colour white from my font colours. So that's kind of popping a bit more. I'm going to make it bold. That's standing out a little bit more. So I'm happy with this. Just to make life easier, I'm going to group these two together. So highlight my text, hold the Control key down, highlight my shape, right click and go to group. So by doing this I lock that piece of writing and that shape together, and I can move them as a whole chunk like this, so it just makes life a lot easier, and they'll just sit there together as a duo. So now I need to start animating these. So I click on my first picture, I go up to animations, and then I think actually I want the writing to come out first. So the writing's been clicked, I click on animations up here and the arrow down, and I want to be right at the bottom here to motion paths. This is what we're interested in, these motion paths that you can set. So for simplicity I'm going to pick lines. So if you choose it, you won't quite be able to see it there, but that writing just dropped down a little bit here. So I need to find, there's often a green dot and a red dot, and that shows you where the shape's moving from and to. So you click on the red dot, and you drag it right up to wherever you want your shape to end up. So I want my writing to go from where it is all the way along this line to the end here. So now I move on to my next shape. I'm going to click on that, up again, scroll down, motion paths. I'm going to have a line for this one. Again, somehow it always does this drop down effect, which you probably don't want. So to alter that you just need to find the little end dot, which is usually red, click on it and drag it up. And the dotted line shows you the journey that picture is going to take. So now that picture is going to sit here. You can't know how they're all going to sit until you do it and preview it. So I'm just moving through really quickly, doing it for all of them so that you get to see the whole process. So I've got a picture of my onions, they're going to fly out here. I'm going to branch out here and use one that there's a little arc shape here. So I'm then going to click on the end, but I want it to come right up to the left here. So now I've got this little arc journey that it's going to do when it comes out from behind the plant pot. There's another little type of arc which is more like a smile sort of shape, so I'm going to use that here for this little picture of the path. So I've altered that one there, and there's a little picture hiding behind there, so I'm going to put that in on a line and get that to fly up the way. So same thing, just clicking on the little red kind of dot there, dragging it up. So I think I've got all of them. You might not have done, but anyways, it's a good chance just to bring your cover shape back, settle that there, and then have a look and see how it's looking so far. So slideshow from current slide. So we start like this, and you explain it's all about garden photography. You click your arrow on your keyboard and out whooshes your writing. So that's looking nice, all the writing is visible there. Out comes the picture. I'm not liking the way it's overlapping with the writing there, but we can alter that. This is a nice little kind of arc shape going on there. Out comes my path. Up here comes my flower shape, and I now remember I've missed a picture that should go up at the top there in that white space. So I click escape, which is at the top left of my keyboard. That takes me back to PowerPoint, and then move that shape out of the way again and have a root about here and see what do I need to alter. So it's quite a trial by sort of error kind of process really. So I realised that back here this picture I haven't animated because I forgot it, so I need to click on it and then choose my usual motion paths. I want to bring it in a straight line up to the top there, so I'm just going to click on the little red dot at the bottom there, drag it up, so that's going to sit here. And I probably need to slightly alter the placement of some of my pictures, especially this one which was overlapping with the writing, so I need just to go back out here and bring down where that picture ends up so it doesn't block out the writing that I have. I want to bring in the pavement one because I felt that was kind of too far over to the right, and I also felt that this one with the onions went out too far down and not enough far in, so I'm going to bring that up here. So you really are just sort of playing about with these to get them to sit exactly where you want it to be. I think it's a really good effect if you're trying to show maybe a brainstorming process to an audience, or if you're trying to show you know, some sort of type of a mind map that's happened, different elements of an equation or a process and how they relate to each other. So I think it can be quite a fun tool to use. It's just the patience of putting all these motion paths together. So now you can see I'm much happier with the way my pictures are flying out into place. You can see all my writing, that pathway, you can see that a bit more than you did before. That plant has come up there, and then that one I had forgot before is there.